Hi, you must be the people Stephen told me about that were in isolation. Uh, I can't really do much about that, but he did say that reading stories helps cheer humans up, so hopefully this story will do that. It's called The Lion-Hearted Kitten. Once there was a striped kitten with yellow eyes and a black nose. He was only a very little kitten, but he had a heart of a lion. He was as brave as he could be, and one day he started out to conquer the world. The path he took led through a big black wood, and down this path the kitten walked very proudly with his head held high as possible. Pretty soon along came a big gray wolf. Grumble tumble in the jungle. I am hungry, growled the wolf. But this is what wolves say when they are going to eat you up. Now it's all very well to be brave in a crisis, but it is even better to be clever too. This the kitten knew, so without showing any fear he said, "Oh, Mr. Wolf, I was looking for you. My great aunt the tigress told me to ask you the way to roast lamb. She says you know so much about such things. Better than she." The wolf was impressed and a little flattered, but he was also a bit suspicious of this small kitten, and he said, "Tell your great aunt the tigress that I roast lamb the same way that I roast kittens." This really frightened the kitten, but he pretended to be unfazed and retorted, "Of course, Mr. Wolf, if you really wish me to tell her that, I will do so. But my great aunt the tigress is rather short of temper, and she may take offense at what you say. She has kittens of her own and a great many little nieces and nephews." Murmured the wolf, gazing thoughtfully at the kitten, who had begun to wash its face. "You may tell her that roast lamb tastes nice with sage and onions." He turned and ran into the woods. The kitten trotted along the path, and suddenly around a corner he came face to face with a great, big, enormous snake who was hanging from the branch and tree just off the path. "Hiss, swish, wish a dish for dinner," hissed the snake. For that is what snakes say when they are about to eat you up. "Oh, Miss Snake," cried the kitten, for that was the snake's name, "I have been looking for you everywhere. My great aunt the tigress wishes to know the best way to catch birds. She says that you are so good at it, and she would be much obliged for some advice on the subject." Now snakes catch little creatures by staring into their eyes till they are so frightened they dare not move. The boa constrictor said, "Watch me, and I'll show you," for she thought the little kitten looked quite delicious. But the kitten was far too wise for that, so she simply looked hard beyond the snake and called out, "Well, I do declare if that isn't my great aunt the tigress herself coming this way now." The snake whipped round quickly for fear the tigress was creeping up behind her, and when she looked back, the kitten escaped into the woods. The brave little kitten ran on and on till he came round a big tree, and behind that tree he came face to face with the tigress herself. This time the kitten, for all his courage, was much alarmed. His breath came fast and his heart beat rapidly, but his wits did not abandon him. "Oh, Auntie Tigress," he gasped, "I have been hunting and hunting for you till I am all out of breath. My mother, the golden tigress of the next forest, wishes to know what it is your kittens eat which makes them so big. She is worried about me because I am so very small." After this speech, the kitten held his breath, waiting for the tigress to reply. For a long time, the tigress looked at the kitten and sniffed him and put her head on one side and considered the kitten. After a while, she came to the decision that this kitten certainly did look a lot like her kittens, say, for his size, and since her own children had grown up and left home, she decided it would be very nice to adopt another. So she gave the kitten a motherly kiss and said, "You are certainly much too small, but if you wish to come home with me, I will feed you and see what I can do." Away they walked together, the kitten not without misgivings, going through the big black wood till they came to the tigress's cave. There the tiger gave the kitten all kinds of meat and bones, and sure enough, the kitten began to grow. And he grew and grew and grew until he got to be about as big as a cat. The tigress was then well satisfied, for she said, "You are now exactly the size of my own kittens. This diet has agreed with you." And so the kitten continued to live happily in the cave, cared for and protected by the tigress, but he never grew to be any bigger than a cat.